Oh, buddy, man. I don't know if y'all been out fishing this fall, but it is kicking me in the butt. I'll talk a little bit about that coming up. If you guys are getting out fishing, I know some people killing it, straight killing it in the fall. It's a great time to fish. I've really struggled not having a kayak this fall. Extremely struggled. But even though I've not been able to get out on the water the way that I'd like to, you try to mentally prepare yourself and analyze things that you have access to so that when you do get out on the water that you make the most of it, right? So, the other day, actually this past weekend, they had the Costa Series Championship for FLW that took place on Lake Cumberland. Now, Lake Cumberland's not too far from here. We're in my neck of the woods, so the conditions, kind of lake, really match up with like what is in this area. Watching those guys struggle was actually made me feel a little bit better. I've got a lot of respect for anglers like Brian Thrift. He is probably one of the most consistent performers on FLW. If you watch FLW at all, like Brian Thrift is amazing. But man, Brian Thrift even struggled. I mainly watched the last 2 days of the competition, which would have been Friday and Saturday. And man, those guys were struggling. But you saw a lot of different things going on. But one thing that I really noticed was people were covering water. People were moving. The anglers were getting all over the place. There were a lot of different techniques that were being used. People using wigglewort style crankbaits, rock crawler, the Spro rock crawler, stuff like that. And then like ultimately the person that won it was using like a little finesse jig, and they were just basically like pulling it off those rock bluffs, off main lake structure. So it's obvious that the fish are moving, the fish are, and especially in my area, are going through their fall transition, and they're a lot more difficult to locate. So in reality, I really don't feel super bad about my experience this fall only fishing from the bank, and yes, it has sucked. You know, that's one thing that in my fall transition video I talked a lot about, like moving around and finding the fish, and the ability to do that on the bank is like so limited, and it makes it really hard to fish this time of year. So really don't feel that bad, but like I did try to really analyze what those anglers were doing, how they were fishing those baits, and like it's amazing. If you watch, you'll have one guy who's barely crawling a crankbait, you'll have another guy that's just like freaking burning that sucker, getting that reaction bite, and then you got a guy flipping jigs, like, and you just see that a lot of it's about these subtleties and how you present things and what you have mentally in your head on, you know, how that's going to play out for you. So just remember that, and I would challenge you guys. They did actually put that on YouTube, on their YouTube channel, a lot of that live coverage. So it's actually really interesting to watch. And if you are fishing this fall transition time, maybe you're having a little bit more of a difficult time, I'd ask you guys to go check that out. But as always, guys, like even if you're not catching them, you're learning something. You're learning what they don't want. So don't ever give up. Keep your head game strong, and keep on fishing. So as always, guys, get outside, do something awesome. If you get a chance, take somebody with you. And I appreciate you guys coming by. If you like this video, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.